All right, what is up, people? We're back with episode 3. I'm Z. Got Jack here,
Hola, ¿cómo está?
and today's episode is going to be a little different than we've done the last couple times. Today we're going to be doing a couple would you rather's. But first, how was your week, Jack? What's been going on? What you doing?
It has been fine. Like I told you, my car's acting real weird. I hate car problems,
Yeah.
but when car problems are absolutely confusing, I hate them even more. So I sent you that snap talking about how my car was overheating, right?
Yeah.
For those of you out there, I'll tell you the story. I drive my wife to work, and on the days that I have to work, I just drive her up there and come back, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I go to the McDonald's that's right across the street from her work to grab a drink. And as I'm sitting there waiting to pull out, my car goes, "Ding." And I'm like, oh shit, I get a notification.
Uh-huh.
I look on the dashboard and it is the sign for overheating,
Ooh,
right?
yeah.
Look at the gauge and it is all the way at the H. So I'm like, oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Pull into the gas station right next to it, park it, let it cool down,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, fuck, I guess I'm gonna have to inch it home. And I had a little bit of PTO, so I took an hour just in case. It took me a while to get home because going home, I'm dropping her off at 3:00 and going back home.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know, Nashville traffic at 3:00 is a bitch.
Yeah.
A
That's fantastic
bitch.
traffic to not really
But
get
Z,
around in.
yeah. But Z, my brother, my friend, guess how many times it's overheated since then?
I want to go hit you with the 0.
0 times. Not a single time. In fact, honestly, it stayed below the halfway point just a little bit,
That's
but
what I
it
usually
stayed more on the colder
say.
side.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my friends and I was like, yeah, man, this is happening. And he was like, because I told him I popped the hood when I stopped at the gas station and I saw that the coolant was bubbling a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And he said, yeah, I tell you that like your thermostat like got stuck open for a second,
Mm-hmm.
but you said the coolant was bubbling. So yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, car problems suck ass, especially when you know it's going to be an expensive fix. But when they suck, they show you a sign, and then they're like, oh yeah, maybe I was just feeling a little spicy, you know? Maybe I just felt like giving you a panic attack in the middle of McDonald's. Maybe I just meant to do that. I just wanted to do that.
I mean, hey, I've got 2 stories of that exact same type. First was in my old SUV. I was living on the college dorm at the time, and I had to go to our satellite campus because me being a graphic design major, I had to take art classes, and those were where most of our art classes were, 30 minutes away in a different town in the mountains. So I leave my dorm, I'm heading over to class, and I was wondering why. I'm a fast driver because I grew up around the Nashville area, and I'm over in the fast lane, and I'm wondering why I'm getting passed up by so many cars. So I look down, and not only was I not going the 80 I thought I was going 60, 10 below the speed limit in the fast lane. Nobody said any, no road rage, no flashing lights, none of that. Like, I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. So I tried speeding up, and I realized I had to almost like floor my gas pedal to get up to the speed limit. And then I was like, okay, that's weird. So I turned off my music and I start listening, and I can hear my fans in the car going wild. My SUV has a fail-safe for when it gets too hot, that the fans start matching the gas pedal. So the faster you hit the gas, the faster the fans will spin. And I look at my temperature gauge, and it is maxed out. And I'm like, oh, okay, I need to get off the interstate.
Probably.
So I lent my way over to the next exit, and I get off, and I'm like, oh Lord, what happened? Open up the hood, I get blasted with steam. I look over at my coolant. I would say it was bubbling, but it was just empty. So
okay, that's not
with
good.
steam being the replacing factor there, I was like, oh, cool, I have no coolant. So I sit for a while, let it cool down, and then I lent my way back to campus. And ended up having to get it towed back to my hometown, about an hour and a half away. And got it to a family mechanic who said all of that was caused by a single pipe spontaneously cracking overnight.
Damn.
Yeah, that was a car just decided then and there, yeah, no, fuck you. And
every time I hear, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say I went back to my parking spot, which was still open, to see all of the coolant that I did have in the vehicle that was now on the ground. As a little final fuck you.
When I got Lizzie, my lady likes to name the car. When I got Lizzie's oil change last week, they were under there, and they were talking about, oh yeah, no, you got no leaks, nothing. I was like, cool. I went to O'Reilly's to get a cabin air filter, and I backed up, and there was a pool of coolant right below where I was parked, and it was fresh.
Uh-huh.
I was like, y'all didn't see that? Really?
That's where you go back and say, so check again.
But I popped open the hood, and I still have plenty of coolant. It wasn't all of it, but
that's my car's issue now.
Every time I hear a story of like popping the hood open and smoking, I'm reminded of a you ever listen to the Rain and Mortar show?
No.
They were talking about how much it would suck if you broke down in a drive-thru, which I have little anxiety attacks about all the time. Like every time I would go through a drive-thru and my car's making me a little nervous, I'm like, all right, please just get me through the drive-thru. You know what I mean?
So I've had that exact same thing happen like a couple months ago because of the car issues I'm having now.
You broke down in a drive-thru?
The car almost went down in the drive-thru, and I said, please, for the love of God, don't. Because I have coolant issues in my car now because I hit a raccoon. And it. Oh my God, you're still dealing with that? Yes. So JB Weld, high heat, which is also high pressure, that variety doesn't seem to want to stick to the crack that's on my radiator right now. Every time I apply it, it finds a new way through. And so, yeah, our car is running on like half coolant most of the time until I get onto the interstate, which it starts to bubble out again. Yeah. So, yeah, I've decided on getting a whole new radiator. Now got to put it in.
But they were talking about if you ever break down in a drive-thru, you got to hop out, pop open the hood, and just throw a bunch of water so the thing just goes.
I literally have
and like smoke, and just so some people like peek out like, "You alright?" And go, "My shit's busted." My shit busted.
I literally am driving with a half bottle of coolant in my car right now, just in case some shit ever happens.
Yeah, I have I think I have half of a, like one of those big containers you get of coolant. I have one of those in the back.
Yeah. Fun times.
Luckily, I'm very lucky to where the one time, like the one I've broken down one time outside of my driveway. Like the two times where Hudson, my previous car, broke down, we were coming back from the dump and I pulled in, and as I was stopping, it just shook. It just did not start again, right?
Yeah.
Now that turned out, one of the fans in it came loose, so it just wouldn't start again. But the other time, I got really lucky because I was driving around Hudson. Because when I got Lizzie, the first month, and I got real upset about this, but the first month I didn't have her because I got her, and then within the first 24 hours of having her, the check engine light came on. And turns out she had a bad head gasket, and it was about to blow. Oh. Shout out to Kesha. Luckily the dude who sold me Lizzie took care of all that, but I had to drive Hudson around again. And the day that he said, "Hey, she's done, but I don't have time to pick her up from the shop. I'll get her to you tomorrow." Yeah. I said, "Cool." I was at the AT&T store, and Hudson wouldn't start. Just wouldn't start. Nothing. So I called him and I was like, "Hey, I know. Is there any way you can get her?" And he did. But I'm very lucky to not ever like on the side of the road, you know.
Yeah, same here. Well, besides me being at work, but in my own personal car, I'm very fortunate to not have been stuck on the side of the road.
I don't know how many times I've gotten in my car and been like after work when I'm so tired, and I sit in there and I put the key in the ignition. I say, "Yo, if you're not going to start, please don't make it today, right now, this hour. Don't do it."
I haven't gotten to that level of worry about my car. I just have to worry about the timing fixing itself after it gets too cold, because that's an issue I also have.
Well, see, I'm an overthinker, you know. It could be literally just a noise because the car's getting a little older.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "Oh, it's going to bust. It's going to explode." That's what's going to happen. It's because I'm a hypochondriac in general, you know.
Yeah, you do tend to do that.
Yeah. And I hate that about myself. But anyways.
Okay.
We like to introduce a little variety into the show, as you said.
Yeah.
We did storytelling in the first episode. We did a little discussion last episode, and today we're going to do a little bit of a game because I like to play games. As you said, we're going to do Would You Rather.
Yes, sir.
And I have 11 Would You Rathers, going from like normal stuff to more extreme stuff.
Okay.
And do you have any?
I don't.
If I may ask. All right. So I guess I'm the little host right now. So
yeah.
We're going to start off with a pretty simple one.
All right.
Would you rather, Z?
All right.
Would you rather have super sensitive taste or super sensitive hearing?
Okay. Oh, man, that's a good one already. It's like if I had taste, I'd be one of the best cooks ever. But hearing, I'd finally figure out all of my car issues.
Well, it's not like great hearing. It's like sensitive, very sensitive. Or does that mean great?
I believe that would mean great. The more sensitive you are to sound, the more you'd be able to hear.
Okay. Because for some reason I was taking it as like, if you are outside hearing fireworks, you're going to be in a fetal position because of how sensitive your hearing is.
I mean, that could also be
if you
to it, yeah.
Yeah, or if you have super sensitive taste and you eat something a little too spicy for you, you're going to be crying in the bathroom.
Oh, if you mean it that way, growing up in the hood, I'd probably say super sensitive taste, because gunshots were far too often a while back.
Have you seen that video where the guy's like, "Yo, you want to know how to keep your rent low in a nice neighborhood?" And he walked outside and he started clapping and he was like, "Oh, they shooting."
No, I would much rather have super sensitive taste, because even not too long ago they were shooting outside my mom's house right before I came into town, and then they were shooting when I was in town as well. So it's just I would rather have sensitive
They're
taste.
just shooting.
Yeah, there's
They're
some
just
shit
shooting.
happened. I don't know. It's like a drive-by or something.
See, here's my thing. It's like a drive-by with them hooligans out there. See, super sensitive hearing to me, that would just cause so many like migraines.
Yeah, and I hate
You know
headaches.
what I mean? I hate them. And super sensitive taste, like when something's way too sweet or way too salty, it sucks. But like I can get over it. I'll just make a face for a couple minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think we're on the same super sensitive taste.
I would definitely agree with that.
That also reminded me of another video where this guy was like, he was doing a real, I guess you could say like an Uncle Tom kind of thing.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm not like you thug. Get away from me.
Yeah.
He just reminded me of right now. They're shooting. Oh my God. All right. Let's do, yeah.
Oh, she was, it's this one video, this black girl is just like, I don't like them black people. They're loud, they're ignorant, and some other stuff. It was hilarious.
Yeah. It was like a black woman.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hope that because I'm laughing, people won't consider me racist. Anyways. All right, we did a normal one,
Yeah.
but let's ramp it up just a little bit, just a skosh. My old football coach used to say just a skosh. That means just a little bit.
I hate that.
Would you rather, Mr. Z, would you rather your body be entirely covered in fur or in scales?
Fur all day.
Fur? Why fur?
I mean, we're already like hairy people. Having fur would just mean more hair. It's not really that much of a change besides what you wear.
Right.
Scales.
Now, would it?
They could get caught on everything.
That is true. And having snakes, have you ever had any like lizards or anything?
I haven't owned any, but I've known people that have. Yeah.
Have you heard stories about scale rot?
No.
Oh, it's awful, dude. Like entire sections of their scales get black, and it could be from like stuff getting stuck under their scale. It could just be for something they ate. Dude, scale rot is a nightmare. But would your opinion change based on how thick or thin the coat of fur is?
No, I mean, if it's thick, then if it was a normal thing, I could just not have to wear clothes.
Right.
And, be like an animal.
Now, I'm guessing that this question, because I found all these on a couple different websites, right? I'm guessing this question is assuming that you don't turn into like a reptile or an animal with fur, right? You're a human with a coat of fur or scales. And I guess when it comes to fur, I mean, you're going to be big in the furries. Big at furry conventions.
I guess you would be.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't sound so disappointed. Don't sound, wow, your mind really went there. Based on what we talked before we turned on the mics, don't do that.
What are you talking about? You
were like, don't drag me into this. What are you talking about?
I don't remember any talk we had before hitting record that had to do with furries, first off.
No, you were talking about how you got this new fox costume.
No,
and you want
that absolutely never happened.
I just imagined you standing up just going, accusations!
Objection, Your Honor!
Objection! But no, like, in fur, you can have that little bit of an upside, you know what I mean? With scales, I think everybody would just see you as a creep, as a weird guy.
I mean, I have been asked this question, and if it was I think it was something along the lines of picking furry, scaly, or what they called feathery. And
I don't do feathers.
Yeah, neither do I. But I feel like it's not really would change much at a furry convention if you had either fur or scales.
Would you ever go to a furry convention? No. Real shit? On some real shit?
Real shit, no.
On some real shit, you would go to a furry convention? Not to just experience it?
I couldn't. I could not. Right.
I'll recall the invite I sent in the mail. Anyways.
Right. You can. I'll go ahead and return the sender on it when I get it. I'll let you know.
All right. Let's go back to a somewhat normal one I found. All right. And this I picked out because I remember, I believe it was last week you talked about your film passion.
Yes.
Would you rather, Mr. Z, bring me a dream? Make her the cutest that I've ever seen. Bum, 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 bum. Would you rather be a famous actor or a famous director?
Famous director.
Why that? Why so? How so?
Like I did mention last week, I do like to be behind the camera. And being an actor would not mean behind the camera. So I'd rather be a director.
Yeah. Now, does this change your answer at all? Mm-hmm. It just says famous, right? Yeah. It doesn't say you're a good or bad director. It just says famous. Uh-huh. So would you rather be a famous bad actor or famous bad director?
Famous bad actor.
Yeah.
I've caught myself watching more movies because of the bad acting and how hilarious it was. So,
oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah, being a bad actor would definitely get you recognition and possibly more roles, even as mean positions, slots, whatever.
Yeah. Being a bad director, you probably just wouldn't get hired.
Making movies, so yeah.
See, for me, I enjoy performing. I enjoy turning that on. And I'm not a big art guy, you know? I like to write and everything, but in terms of directing and like being in control of everything, yeah. That doesn't sound appealing to me. I want to show up, I want to perform, and you know what I mean? So for me, it'd be famous actor. But I could see, you said that you really like filmography and stuff. So I kind of figured you'd pick director, but I'd ask.
Fair.
And plus, not many people are going to know you outside of film nerds. So like you can pretty much live a normal life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I guess I'm kind of convincing myself now because I don't know.
I mean,
if a little kid came up to me.
Bay or Steven Spielberg or something.
Right. Even then, I'm going to be completely honest with you. If I saw Steven Spielberg or Michael Bay at the grocery store, I would not notice at all.
I probably wouldn't either, but you know their names.
But if you're a good actor and, I don't know, the fifth kid in a day that comes up to me and says, "Oh my God, you were in Spider-Man," I'd kick him across the store. Just be like, please get out of my face.
Well, that's kind of a thing you'd have to get used to being a famous actor.
Yeah. Or you could become the actor where it's like, don't talk to that guy, he's a dick. Last time my son went up to get his autograph and he put him in a headlock and gave him a nuggie.
I mean, people are like that with Kanye West. And yet, he's still notable.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about paparazzi, dude.
Yeah, that'd be something.
Holy shit, I cannot stand paparazzi.
Yeah.
Dude, every time, someone tried to convince me, or the internet tried to convince me that Tobey Maguire is a bad guy. And I was like, why? And they're like, look at his interactions with paparazzi. I'm like, that is the worst possible example that you can use to try to explain to me that someone's a bad guy.
That's just social media being social media.
Dude, they were like, look at this. And it was that clip of him driving and they were in his fucking way. You remember that clip?
I remember that.
And they're like, see, he's an angry dickhead. I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's like, what do you mean? They literally wouldn't let him do anything he was trying to do. They blocked his path. And of course, if you got your path blocked, you'd be angry, right? By a bunch of people trying to take pictures of you.
Dude, and then my two other favorite paparazzi clips is the one that went so viral, and it's still viral. The Kanye West one at like 4 a.m. when he's walking to the car. Good morning, Kanye. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And then, have you seen the Tom Hanks one where they're crowding him and his wife, and they end up like tripping his wife?
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember. I saw.
Yeah,
that.
and he turns around and goes, "Yeah." He turns around. And he's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Back the fuck up."
Yep.
I'm like, "Yeah, Tom Hanks, do shit, boy. Do shit, boy."
It's like, do that thing.
Do that thing. Do your thing. 20. I don't know why I'm in such a singing mood right now. But
21.
Can you do some for me? Can you talk to the ops next for me? 21. So we were talking about furries. Would you rather have a tail that can never be hidden, or horns that everyone can see?
Tail. I could at least make it useful.
Do I want to ask what that entails?
Picking things up. I don't shit like that.
Picking things up with your tail? Is that what you just said?
Like if you dropped like your keys or something and you didn't want to bend down, just use your tail, pick it up.
Now, is getting this tail like random chance to where you either have a chance to get
I'm hoping
a Rottweiler
like
tail
like a monkey
or a
tail
chameleon tail? Of course you would. No, Jack, stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Dad.
Let me tell you. I saw that coming from the moment you asked the question. I already knew where it was going to go.
Hey, you're the one. I guess could you not get your mind off of I want a monkey tail?
I couldn't. That was I was like, that's going to be where that's going to be where this joke falls apart right there.
Oh my god, dude. You're going to get me fired out of a cannon. Oh my god. But let me tell you, let me try to convince you to get some horns, right? First off, I hate that they don't specify where the horns are. So we're just going to say that it's like Hellboy horns, right? You go to like Church of Satan and you're getting laid, my boy. You're getting laid. You are getting so much. I don't want to say puss, but so much puss. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
You can already agree with this. I'm calling you out here. What if you wanted to put a helmet on or any sort of headwear?
See, that's the thing. It's not a problem for me, Zoo. And you already know this. Well, what if you got to put a helmet on? I guess that's your way of getting back for the racism.
Yes, sir.
You're black. You got a fat head. Holy shit, dude. What if you have to put on a helmet? Don't you want a motorcycle deck? Oh my fucking god. I hate you so fucking much. And I wish our listeners had context behind that, and one of these days I will give you the context. But just for a little note, I have a fat ass head. I have a fat ass head. I'm telling you right now, I'd have horns.
I'd have the tail.
I'd have horns. I'm just saying.
I'd stick with the tail.
See, would you like custom make your clothes? You know?
Yeah. I'd rather cut a hole on my pants and still be able to wear a hat.
Some people wear a hat.
This is barring the fat head joke. Just you wouldn't be able to wear a hat with horns.
What the fuck up? What are you talking about?
Because it'd be in the
Wear a
way.
hat with horns. No, it wouldn't. Just put it on backwards.
They would still be in the way unless you wear your hat on the back of your head. Like Timmy Turner.
Well, I guess it depends on where the horns are. If you got like horns coming out the sides of your head, you'll be cool. You'll be fine. Like right above your ears. You'll be all right. I think. Would you?
No.
Stop talking.
There's no feasible way to put horns on your head and have them not be destructive to things you wear on your head.
You see, I say I want horns, and now I'm thinking that I would just get a fat horn growing in the middle of my face so I get called Rhino for the rest of my life.
Unicorn.
Not only does he have a fat head, but he's got a horn coming out of his face. Oh. I hate life.
All right. Next question. Would you rather? And we'll do a little bit of a grosser one, right? It's not too gross, but it's a little gross. All right.
Would you rather, Mr. Z, always be itchy or always be sticky?
I would probably always be sticky.
Always be sticky?
I hate the feeling of having to scratch an itch.
Right.
And if it's just perpetual, that's a form of torture.
I think if you were always itchy and you'd probably go insane and scratch yourself so much that you start taking skin off and don't care anymore.
It would put you in a ward strapped down so you don't scratch your skin off.
Yeah. And always it's like with sticky, a lot of people may think, well, I don't want to be covered in stuff. It's like you're not covered in stuff, you just feel sticky. Right?
Yeah.
Also, sticky can mean several different things. Like when I'm thinking sticky, I'm thinking of when you used to use glue back in the day and it'd get on your fingers and you press your fingers together and pull them apart. Yeah. I guess that's not real bad,
I think the only equivalent to being itchy all the time would probably be something along the lines of lard or something. Just kind of stuck there.
Yeah.
Or at least that's how you'd feel.
Yeah, I thought that this was going to be a harder question than it actually is, but we came up here and then as we said, sticky, you would just be like, oh God.
Yeah.
Why? Itchy, you would be in the corner going, it itches my soul. I can't stop. Yeah. I can't stop the itching. You know? So I apologize. I thought that was going to be a lot harder than it turned out being. But as we talked about it, fuck being
itchy.
Oh yeah, I want to be itchy all the time, just so I just become just a thing of muscle, no skin. You come over, and my wife looks at you. She's like, "Hey, Jack's not here no more." What are you talking about? You go in my room and it's just. You go in my room and it's just covered in blood. It's like, what the hell happened?
What the hell?
Just walk in the bathroom and in the bathtub going, I can't stop. It itches. Look at you. Can you itch me? Can you itch me, please? Can you itch me? It's like, okay. I'm not sticking around.
Yeah.
That's the second pun I let out on this podcast. Ah! All right.
Okay.
So let's go from that. Let's go to pain. Let's have a little pain question.
Okay.
Would you rather have to use sandpaper as toilet paper or vinegar as eye drops?
Sandpaper is toilet paper.
How so?
Uh,
Why is that?
make sure that ass is clean.
That no. No. Don't ever say that again. You know that's not true. Here's my thinking, right? I don't want a bloody asshole. Right?
But there's nothing
the issue
saying
is,
how hard you have to wipe it against your ass.
I don't think that matters, if we're being honest.
And also what grit it is.
How so? Expand on that.
I almost chose metals as my minor. So sandpaper has different grits. The lower the grit, the more rough it is. So say I can get a 1500 grit sheet of sandpaper and it almost feel as smooth as regular paper.
No, that's cheating. That's cheating.
Is it? I mean, you just said sandpaper.
Yeah, it is a loophole, but I'm closing the loophole. That's cheating. It's got to be sandpaper that you would get just like in like that giant roll that you would use for woodworking. It's got to be
so anywhere from like 1 to 400 grit.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, I'd still use that over vinegar.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing as to why I would choose sandpaper as toilet paper, right? I don't want a bloody asshole, and I don't want to sand my asshole away.
Mm-hmm.
But I have maybe used eye drops once in my life. You know what I mean? Or I guess that's why I'm picking vinegar as eye drops, actually, because I'll deal with it for one time. I've used eye drops once in my entire life. Once.
See,
I have to wipe my ass every day. Every day.
See, I wear contacts, and eye drops are very helpful in keeping them in my eyes. So I would choose vinegar at all.
Would that eventually make you go blind if you were doing that daily?
I believe so. If not after the first time.
So I guess this question for you is, would you rather have sandpaper or vinegar in the eye daily? Would you rather have a bloody asshole every day or burning eyes every day?
I still wouldn't have a bloody asshole, so I'm going bloody asshole.
Are you trying to say I'm incompetent? Huh?
No.
Are you trying to say I don't know how to use sandpaper as toilet paper?
I'm just saying that there's no reason for
you trying to say I'm a moron?
Bloody your ass.
You're still gonna bloody it.
No.
Listen, sometimes you gotta get in there. Sometimes
unless you're doing that trick where you wrap a little around your finger and stick it inside and clean it all around. Yeah, I saw that in a prison video, actually. Yeah.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Yep. This old dude that was in prison said, "Here's how you save on toilet paper." By the way, I have never done this because it's just gross. But he just wrapped it around his finger, wrapped it like a little bit around his finger, and said, "You can clean everything with that."
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Just a quick question. What was the situation in
which I had watched that video?
This video came across your knowledge?
Instagram meme page.
You were on Instagram and you found a video about a guy talking about how he fingers his ass to clean
it was
to
on
wipe.
Meme page. Can't remember which one because I've since unfollowed a lot of them. But
we are moving on, just chugging along here. Let's talk about clowns. How do you feel about clowns? Have you ever heard that joke? You know, like one sentence horror stories?
Yeah.
There's one where it's like, we never expected the clown takeover at the beach. After all, it was only one boat. Clown car. clown
Yeah.
boat,
Yeah,
monocle.
yeah, got it.
Woo, tough crowd. Would you rather, Z, have a permanent clown face or have to wear permanent clown clothes?
Clothes probably.
You don't like the makeup?
No.
See, I think you can live with the makeup.
I mean, I was a theater kid and I've had to put on makeup for plays and such, but having clown makeup on, nah, I don't think I'd do that.
Nah. Could you just, and I'm putting this out here just to make this question, maybe to convince you to come over to the makeup side. Does it have to be the same, like, stereotypical clown makeup every day, or could you mix it up a little bit? Because clown makeup can be thousands of
I figured
variations
you could
of
change
stuff.
it up, which is why I chose clothes, because you could wear different colors or different styles or whatever. As long as
Okay,
it's
I guess
clown clothes. But
see, yeah, I guess because we were thinking maybe the big ass shoes and the red and white striped. Like, I was thinking that, like, I have to wear that every day.
nah, that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking, I mean, of course, the big ass shoes, but like different clothes. Just
But you're right. So, most clowns just dress like they're going to the Pride Parade. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Just very flamboyant, colorful, like suspenders.
Mm-hmm.
Some are naked when they show up to your birthday party.
No.
Um,
No. We're not going on past that. What?
You know, they say, do you want a balloon animal?
I believe
and
you're
they
going
say
to
there's
the wrong birthday party, sir.
I believe
Were there any
your parents
pineapples
got
around that were upside down at all?
The clown you're talking about, did he have a similar name to a Western movie star?
What are you talking about?
John Wayne Gacy.
Oh Lord. I think
Let's move on.
Dodged a bullet with that clown.
Literally. Well, I guess that's not how he.
Well, no.
I don't think that's. No.
Anyways,
I wonder. Let's stay on race and let's keep digging me a hole right now.
Okay.
I wonder, was John Wayne Gacy a racist? Has that ever been a fact about him?
I guess I could look that up.
You know what? Y'all can assume where I was going to go with that joke. I'm going to stop in my tracks and we're just going to move on.
Yeah. That sounds fine.
So let's talk about getting eaten alive, right?
Okay.
If you had to be eaten alive, Mr. like Dr. Evil, gun to your head, you have to be eaten alive, no way out.
Mm-hmm.
And on your right, you see a T-Rex, somehow, whatever. And on your left, you see an octopus. Which one are you choosing?
A T-Rex or an octopus?
Yeah, if you were to be eaten alive, would you rather be eaten alive by a T-Rex or an octopus?
How big is the octopus?
It's not Kraken size. It's the size of like a dining room table.
Then I'm going with T-Rex.
Why are you going with T-Rex?
The T-Rex, being as big as we think they are, would have more of a shot to eat me in larger pieces, therefore ending it faster. And an octopus, about the size of a dining room table, I'd assume still wouldn't have enough mouth space to eat very quickly.
Right. Dining room table octopus probably has the mouth size of like a normal plate, right?
Yeah.
Like a normal eating plate.
So that would just be painful and extraneous for no reason when you could just
especially
get two chopped by a T-Rex.
Especially like tentacles are a kink for someone. They're not for me. So being wrapped up in tentacles while being slowly eaten alive, I don't.
Bad.
Right. And a T-Rex, it's not like a T-Rex can pick you up. It's got little arms.
Yeah. So you has to eat
or wings.
Mouth first.
Or wings, depending on who you talk about. Talk to. Right?
Talk to, yeah. I believe.
So it's just one little chomp.
Yeah.
So I think I'm with you. I think an octopus eating you alive is fucking horrifying.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like the preferred way to go. I mean, neither is a preferred way to go, but octopus less so than a T-Rex.
Right. Now, we're getting into a couple that I kind of came up with, or one I definitely came up with. The other two, one is a real famous one. The other one is probably real. So let's start calmly, right? Let's tone it back down to the calm stuff.
Okay.
Would you rather lose all your fingers or all your toes?
All my toes.
All your toes. Why is that?
I use my fingers too much.
Is that right? What do you use them on?
Good. I'm currently tinkering with the candle lid right now.
Are you a shocker guy?
Haven't done that. No.
You like to give the shocker?
Have not done that.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean when you said shocker the first time.
You were just going like, please stop asking me the question.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if I can lose all my toes, man. I like walking.
I mean, you don't need your toes to walk.
You do need your toe. What are you talking about? You need your toes to walk.
No, you don't.
Yes, you need your toes to walk. You need them for balance.
Incorrect.
That is factually right.
You need a bone in your foot to walk, not your toes. The toes are just connected to that bone.
Yes, and the toes are used to balance you. If you have no balance, you have no walking ability. Yes.
I know people that don't have most of the toes in their feet, and they still walk around just fine.
They have to walk with crutches.
The guy I know doesn't. He's lost 4 toes on one of his feet.
I think your guy's lying then. I think he's a liar.
He's not lying.
I think he's a liar. I think he's a liar.
He's not lying.
You are being gaslit by that man.
That man is like 50 years old. What does he have to lie about?
I don't know. I don't know the guy. I don't know why people lie. As Cat Williams said, liars lie. He's a liar.
He's not lying.
He's lying. He's gaslighting you, Isaiah.
He actually had a medical condition that caused him to start losing feeling in his toes. And one day he got too close to a bonfire and started burning his toes. It got so bad that he had to have them amputated, and he still walks just fine.
You know who also had medical conditions?
What?
Gypsy Rose. And they were lying about her. They were lying.
This man has no reason to lie.
See, here's the thing, okay? I have a legitimate argument, okay? Because he couldn't feel his toes his entire life, he grew up pretty much having to learn how to walk without his toes.
No, it's not he couldn't feel them his entire life. He slowly lost feeling in his toes.
That's what I'm saying. He had time to adjust.
Probably 4 years. And he's not had them for, I think, 2 at this point.
I'm just saying, if you lost your toes yesterday, you wouldn't be able to walk right now. You wouldn't be able to walk. You're lying. You're lying. You're just being difficult. No. You're just being difficult right now.
I'm genuine here.
You're being difficult.
You would be able to walk.
We're just going to move on. See, you can live without fingers. Stop relying so much on your toes. What did I just say? What did I finished the sentence trying to get an own on you, and I just owned myself. What was that? What was that? God, man.
All right.
That was just a case of I started the sentence and then I finished it with no brain power. Yep. Nothing. Just, it sounds like a wind tunnel in my head right now. Oh my God. So, Z, would you rather have every voice you hear be Kanye West, or every face you see is Brendan Fraser, but It's Brendan Fraser. Fraser from The Whale.
I would rather have every voice I hear be Kanye's.
Expand.
I mean, I like some of Kanye's music. And
right.
While Brendan Fraser is a great actor, I just couldn't look at that face all the time.
No. It's adorable, though. It's a precious face. And immediately my mind goes to, and I hate that it goes to this, I go to like sexual intercourse with a partner, correct?
Yeah.
You know. And honestly,
it would also be
would you rather
hearing a dude's voice during that, but
no, well, listen, just listen, okay? You can not look at the face, right? You don't have to see the face. And I think I can deal with in my ear just, they was in Paris. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't mind that. I'm not gay. Don't make it gay. It's not gay. Z, you're very quiet right now. Don't make it gay. It's not gay. I'm not saying I would fully enjoy it, okay?
All I'm saying is you just said
I'm fighting for my life.
You intercourse with somebody that has Brendan Fraser's face.
I guess I proved the point that you can like not look at the face, and that goes for that. And then I still try to convince you that having Kanye West whisper in your ear while you're trying to have sex is the way to go. So yet again, I'm trying to convince you to come to my side of the argument while making a good argument for your side. Why did we decide to do this? Because this entire thing is just making me look like a racist, fat-headed idiot.
Okay, you keep bringing up the fat head. That one.
What are you talking about?
I brought it up one time, and now you're stuck on it. That's not me anymore. That's all you.
Listen, I'm insecure. I'm sensitive about my fat head.
Blame Amazon, man.
I blame Raph.
You should blame Raph, too.
All right, I got one more.
Right,
I got one more for you. And it's the most legendary out there, and we might disagree on this one.
Okay.
Z. And this is not more of a would you rather, it's which do you prefer.
Okay.
Ass or tits?
Ass.
Why ass?
Fun to play with. I mean, tits are too, but it's also really fun, and it's like less of a burden for the girl.
Okay. I was about to say, holy shit, Z, this is about to get real. Less of a fucking burden. Holy shit. No, when you said fun to play with, I was like, fun to play with, not to eat, unless.
I'm not going to get into that one on the podcast, but.
Yeah, let's not. Okay. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I used to always think, who would pick tits over ass? Who would do it? Mm-hmm. Right? But I'd be lying to you if I said that tits look better than ass. They just do. You know? They just do. In my opinion, and I'll admit to this, right? When I first started watching The Hub, I hated bare ass. I hated staring at bare ass. I didn't like it, right? But I've always liked titties. Always have. Always will. They're nice to lay on. They're stress. They relieve some stress.
That's ass too.
I'm not going to get too vulgar about it, but you know what I mean? But ass can be stinky. Be stinky. She can fart.
Underboob sweat.
She can't fart out of her titties.
With underboob sweat, she could.
She can't fart out of her titties. That's possibly the dumbest thing that's ever come out of my
same
mouth.
here, actually. Yeah.
But have you heard that there is a correlation between Republicans preferring titties and Democrats preferring ass?
I've never heard that in my life.
So this might be completely anecdotal, right? I believe that's how you say that word. Anecdotal. I don't know why. I added like 2 extra syllables on that word.
Yeah.
Anecdotal.
You know Anakin Skywalker.
Skywalker. Like personal experiences. Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
My dog just threw his body at the back door. What the fuck was that?
Hey, dogs do that, man.
But this girl ran this test where she was on this dating app, and there were guys that said they were Republican and guys that said they were Democrat. And every Republican said they prefer tits, and every Democrat said they prefer ass.
Really? That's funny. Yeah.
So you take that as you will. And I'm saying that I'm not a Republican, so don't get it twisted. Right?
Yeah.
If the race talk at the end of our first episode didn't give you a hint, I'm not a Democrat either, but I'm not a Republican. I just like titties.
Also,
like titties.
But I just like ass.
You couldn't deal with a girl with big titties and no ass.
Right? I have before, yeah.
Okay, so you could deal with it.
Yeah.
But you prefer more ass than titties.
I'm not saying that I don't like tits. I'm just saying that I prefer ass.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you don't like titties, right? Because I think me and you are in the same boat. We like chubbier women.
Mm-hmm.
So, honestly, most of the time, we're going to get best of both worlds. Shout out Miley Cyrus. Or was that Hannah Montana?
Best of both worlds. What did you just ask? What?
Why do you sound so aggressive about this? What do you think I said?
You said, is it Miley Cyrus or Hannah Montana?
Yeah, like, I thought Hannah Montana released an album with, like, Disney Channel.
Is it Miley Cyrus or Hannah Montana?
The name! Don't try to frame this like I think it's 2 different people. Don't do that. This isn't one of those podcasts.
I was just checking and making sure because you kept going and I was like, does he mean they're 2 different people?
See, you can be a real condescending dickhead. Yeah.
I don't know why you're calling me condescending when I was just confused if you knew there were 2 people or not because you said it like there were.
You asked me the question 3 times and didn't expound on it one time.
I shouldn't have needed to.
I know 2 different people.
It took you 3 times to get the question.
No. Oh my god, dude. That's it. Whatever. I did not have fun this episode.
I think this
Do the
episode
fucking
was
outro.
Actually.
Yeah, I'm glad you got to experience just putting yourself above me by firing. See, I can't even fucking talk right now because of how you made me feel this entire episode. I'm glad you found out that your podcast is a fucking moron who can't speak.
I knew when I went into this. Anyways.
Fucking thank you so much for that. You asked me to do the podcast, and you're like, hey, I want to feel better about myself at least once a week. Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
God, oh my God. Just do the outro.
All right. Well, this will conclude our episode here. Hope you found it interesting with Would You Rathers and our little intro here with car stories, because those really do suck. But you can catch us every Monday at 12 noon at YouTube, Spotify, wherever. Hopefully here in the next couple times we'll have our webcam set up so we can get some video
Could
out.
be not next week,
it's not
but
next
probably
week.
the next week.
But yeah, probably the next week. But make sure to like, comment, share, follow, all the good stuff.
Especially rating, especially sharing. Rating really helps push it up the charts.
Yes, sir. Well, with that, until next week. Peace out.
Until next week. Peace out.